Hey everybody, I'm DC Lozano with Power Pack. This is Next Up. Today's guest is Maliha Williamson, who is running for Riverside County Board of Education. Lucky number 7, Trustee Area 7, right?
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Welcome, Maliha. It is so awesome to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So I'm an engineer by trade. I really, didn't have time or, didn't even think about, that our democracy was in danger until 2016 happened. And it kind of slapped me in the face. And I was like, oh my God, here I am with 2 engineering degrees and I'm doing what I can with my career. And I'm traveling the world and I'm doing everything I am. But I think my country's falling apart, So what I did was I decided to get more involved in my community. And, by then I had moved to Southern California and I saw the sea of red that we have in this area. I had no idea that what Temecula was, and the communities, the conservative churches rule this area, and you see crosses as you're, driving across, the highway. But, I'm also a believer in people should be able to, practice their faith, right? I mean, as long as it's not affecting anybody else, it's fine. But the issue is when they impose their beliefs on us. And, DC knows that I moved here from Pakistan at age 10. So I'm very well aware of what the religious extremists can do. They can cause some real harm, the hate that they are breeding in schools or churches or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So that was my main concern. And that's what we have been fighting in my region since 2016, because we saw more and more of it after the Hillary loss.
Yeah.
So, just getting more involved in the community and just trying to counter the religious sentiment that's taking over school boards and other parts of our government. And, when it should be a separation of church and state.
So if you could solve one problem for your community, what would it be?
Wow, if I really just had one thing that I could fix, it would be the systematic racism. Because I think that's what, if you go back to the slavery days, right? It's just making Black people feel like they're less than human, right? So they made that acceptable, and that's been carried on since then. So all other movements that came on after that, the attacks on Asian communities and, Latino communities and LGBTQ, it's all because we didn't address that. That's what I believe, right? So it's like, it's rooted, deeply rooted in our government and in this country, and it's on all levels. And it creates this inequity on all levels. So if there's one thing that is the hardest thing to remove from this country and society and people's minds, it's that systematic racism that's ingrained in all of our heads.
Yep. So how do you disrupt the norms to pave the way for change, especially for the younger generation?
You lead by love. I've always done that. So I've always, taken the high road, right? And I don't know how long that's going to work, right? Let's see. But I'm not going to attack back. I am not online, fighting behind, the board, So I think we need those, in-person communication skills that we have that we're losing in the younger generations. That's something that we need to work on. It is very important for us to keep our communities together by building strong alliances with the local communities and the people, and again, include everybody. Nobody should feel like they don't belong or they're being, discounted, or, their struggle doesn't matter.
Text or call?
Texting.
The book or the movie?
Movie.
Movie in or movie out?
Movie in.
Explore the deep sea or outer space?
Oh, that's a good one, right? But yeah, I always wonder what's under that ocean. So I have to say the deep sea. I always wondered. I almost had a crazy idea. When I get overwhelmed with the world, I'm like, you know what? I'm getting on a boat and I am joining those people who go save the whales.
Take out or dine out?
Oh, I love the experience of dining out, and especially with my friends.
Video games or board games?
Oh, that's a hard one because our generation grew up on both. If I'm by myself, then video games,
Yeah,
but if I have company, then I'll go with the board games. See, I still have the Sega Gen. Would you believe it? I still have the Sega Genesis that I found with the cartridges
that's
and
amazing.
Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Mario stuff.
Astronomy or astrology?
Wow. I would have to say astrology.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Follow us on social media to see who is up next on Next Up.